Good morning, and please make yourselves comfortable. Good morning again. My name is Tim Smith. I'm a member of the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors representing the 3rd District. And where you're seated is right in the middle of my supervisorial district. And welcome. First of all, I've got to acknowledge the one person who has spearheaded this whole effort and done so much of the research and writing and educating all of us about the history of this fine cemetery, and that's Jeremy Nichols. Jeremy, where are you? I don't see you over there. Oh, right here. And would you please just join me in a round of applause for Jeremy? You know, this county is blessed with people like Jeremy who have helped educate us and leave a very, very important part of this county's history now to our knowledge. And I can't think of a nicer gift than that people leave us more information, more about our history and some of the wrongs of the past and some of the things that shine light on today. And efforts like this are truly one of those. I'd like to also thank our Regional Parks Department and our Parks Director, Mary Burns, and her staff who are here, especially John Ryan, Christine Jones, and Alan Derryman for their many hours of hard work, and certainly all the volunteers who poured their heart and soul into this effort. It's truly incredible. Again, I know that Jeremy will take us through some of the history of the over 1,500 people who laid to rest here, and acknowledging that every one of these individuals has a story to tell. And through his effort, we know at least over 1,300 of the individuals' names and a little bit about their history, some of the partial names, and there's still over 200 people we don't know a thing about. But we can thank all the people involved for certainly shedding light on what is truly a magnificent effort on their part. With no further ado, and I'm just here to welcome you and to learn along with you, and I'd like to introduce my colleague at the City of Santa Rosa, a good friend, and Mayor John Sawyer, and we've kind of been on the circuit lately, it seems, John, but please come on up and say a few words. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tim. Well, good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. You know, this gives us an opportunity for renewed honor and dignity and respect for those that are buried here in this site, and for their families, and for all Santa Rosans. This is very, very special. My family has a plot in the Bennett Valley Rural Cemetery, which many of you may not even know exists. And it's a constant challenge to protect the site. But we didn't have to do what Jeremy had to do. This was a real amazing effort, and all Santa Rosa is enriched by it. And I have a proclamation from the City of Santa Rosa that I'd like to read for you now. Whereas the land of Chanate Cemetery was part of a 100-acre farm purchased in 1874 from Lewis A. Murdoch, a local farmer, and although the surrounding land was annexed into the City of Santa Rosa in the mid-20th century, the 1.5-acre cemetery is still owned by this county of Sonoma. And whereas the cemetery was in use between 1877 and 1944 and then abandoned, its peak uses were during the 1918 influenza epidemic and the Great Depression. And whereas burials at Chanate were primarily people who died with no money and no family or friends to pay for burial, and due to racial prejudice at the time, approximately 100 deceased from the Chinese community. And whereas over 1,500 burials were performed by local undertakers working under contract with the county, providing a coffin, clothing, transport to the cemetery, burial, and a wooden headboard. The original white headboards were replaced with numbered soup can cement markers in 1939. And whereas the cemetery was uncovered and protected in 1987 during a parking lot project, considerable research was done, but restoration funds were unavailable. In 2001, Jeremy Nichols discovered the cemetery and approached the county for a request that it be restored. And whereas restoration work began in 2003 using County Parks Department staff, volunteer labor and donated funds for improvements, volunteers have mapped over 1,300 of the graves and identified about the same number of persons definitely buried there. And whereas the cemetery was surveyed in 2004 and named the Chanate Historic Cemetery by Action by the Sonoma County Board of Supervisors in 2005. Now therefore be it resolved that I, John Sawyer, Mayor of the City of Santa Rosa, honors the memories of over 1,500 souls interred in the Chanate Historic Cemetery and recognizes and thanks the many volunteers who have donated their time and energy in restoring this hallowed ground. Signed by me on this date. Very proud to be here today. Enjoy the rest of the program. This is a momentous occasion. Thank you very much.